In the West, they fear the vampire or the zombie. But here, in the ancient villages of Vietnam, we fear something far older and far more intimate, the corpse that simply refuses to die. It's the ritual failure, the moment of stillness that is suddenly broken by a twitch, a shudder, a single, agonizing gasp of air where there should be none. The soul is gone, but something else has arrived. Something ancient that uses the body as a vessel and demands obedience. Welcome to VIET FEAR. This is your exclusive passage into the deepest shadows of Southeast Asian folklore. We explore the true monsters born from our history, our rituals, and our most sacred fears. Tonight, we reveal the terrifying truth behind a legend that has haunted our cemeteries and funeral rites for generations. We tell the story of the corpse that would not rest, and the monster that possessed it, the Quỷ Nhập Tràng. The lore, the monster that walks 1:45 to 4 o'clock. The Quỷ Nhập Tràng is unique. It is not the corpse itself that is evil, but the demon that inhabits it. The belief is common across many rural Vietnamese cultures: if the correct funeral rites are not followed, or if a pregnant cat or dog jumps over the body during the wake, the ritual space is breached. The Quỷ, a malicious spirit or demon, sees its chance and takes possession of the recently departed. The danger is absolute. This reanimated body does not walk to feed. It walks to destroy the sanctity of the family and to gather more power. It is said to have immense strength, a grotesque, distorted face, and the ability to inflict curses upon the living. The only defense? A sacred piece of iron, or the strength of absolute faith. This is the story of a family in the northern mountains who learned this terror firsthand. The story of a young man named Linh, who paid the ultimate price for one small moment of negligence. The main tale: Linh and the Final Watch. The year was 1985. Linh was 17, tasked by his elders with the most sacred duty, watching over his grandfather, Ong Ba, who had passed peacefully that morning. The wake was held in the ancestral home, as tradition demanded. The body lay on a simple bed, surrounded by candles, incense, and the silent grief of the family. The elders were exhausted. Linh was told to watch until dawn, to keep the fire burning, the incense lit, and, most importantly, to guard against stray animals. He sat, nodding off, his mind heavy with grief and fatigue. It was close to midnight when the sound started, not a bang, but a soft, desperate meow outside the window. Linh ignored it. He was tired. Then the sound came again, closer this time, a hungry whine. Linh glanced outside. A large, pitch-black cat, bloated and pregnant, was lurking near the back door. Linh shivered. He knew the rule. No animals must touch the deceased. He should have run. He should have chased it away immediately. But Linh hesitated, just for a second. In that single breath, the cat darted through the open window, landed softly on the bed, and stopped, its black fur brushing the pale skin of Ong Ba's face. Linh lunged, but it was too late. The cat, sensing danger, hissed and vanished back out the window. Linh stood frozen, his blood turning to ice. He hadn't just failed. He had broken the most terrifying rule. He watched the body. The shadows danced with the flickering candlelight. Everything was still. Too still. He convinced himself it was just a superstition. But then, he saw it. A faint, sickening twitch in Ong Ba's right foot. Linh choked back a cry. He saw the torso slowly rise, not naturally, but with the painful, wooden stiffness of a marionette being pulled by cruel strings. Ong Ba's eyes, wide and empty, fixed on Linh. His mouth slowly peeled open, letting out a deep, gravelly sigh that smelled of graveyard earth. The Quỷ Nhập Tràng was alive. Linh fumbled for the sacred knife his grandmother had placed under the pillow, a small, dark piece of iron. The creature lunged. It moved with a disturbing, jerky speed, its hands, now elongated and clawed, reaching for his throat. Linh felt its immense, unnatural strength. He screamed, but the sound died in the silent, heavy air. The Quỷ was fueled by pure, ancient rage. It wanted to claim a fresh soul. Linh finally managed to plunge the iron knife into the body's shoulder. The effect was instantaneous and horrifying. The creature didn't bleed, it simply froze. Its eyes rolled back, and the grotesque expression of rage melted away, leaving only the peaceful face of his grandfather. The demon had fled. Linh survived the night, covered in cold sweat and fear. The body was quickly sealed and buried the next day. But the horror was not over. The village never looked at Lin the same way. They knew he had been touched by the spirit of the Kai. And for the next 5 years, Lin was cursed. Every time he slept, he would dream of a dark, cold river calling his name. He carried the lingering chill of the Kai's touch until the day he, too, disappeared near a river, completing the cycle the Kai had started. The Quỷ Nhập Tràng is a terrifying reminder that in Vietnamese culture, the line between life and death is razor thin, and easily broken by a moment of negligence or the simple jump of a cat. The creature's true malice lies in the curses it leaves behind, the seeds of fear, and the lingering spiritual claim on the one who allowed the entry. Thank you for joining VIET FEAR as we explore this sacred terror. Did the chilling touch of the Kai settle upon you? Let us know your thoughts on this dark Vietnamese legend in the comments below. Subscribe to VIET FEAR for more terrifying legends unearthed from the folklore of Southeast Asia. Next week, we turn our attention to the urban jungle and the voices of the lost souls calling from the abyss of the Whispering Well.